The secret of Whispering Stone. In a quiet valley nestled between mist-covered mountains, there was a small village known as Eldergrove. The villagers lived simple lives, farming, crafting, and telling stories by the firelight. But there was one tale that had been passed down through the generations, a tale of a mysterious stone that whispered ancient secrets, the Whispering Stone. The stone was said to be as old as time itself, buried deep in the heart of the Eldergrove forest. Its surface was smooth, but it shimmered with an ethereal glow that could only be seen at night. It was believed that those who found the stone could hear the whispers of the past and the future, but only if they were pure of heart and truly in search of wisdom. Young Aliana, a curious and adventurous girl, had grown up hearing this tale. She often sat at the edge of the village, staring at the forest's dark tree line, wondering if the stories were true. There were warnings, of course. People said the stone could drive one mad if they weren't careful, that its secrets were too heavy for most to bear. But Aliana was different. She wasn't afraid of the unknown. In fact, she longed to uncover it. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the moon began to rise, Aliana decided to venture into the forest. She wrapped herself in a cloak and told her parents she was going to the river to gather herbs. They warned her to be back before nightfall, but Aliana had no intention of returning until she had found the Whispering Stone. The forest was thick with trees, their branches weaving together like a great, living tapestry. Aliana's feet crunched on the fallen leaves as she made her way deeper into the woods. The further she went, the more the air seemed to hum, as if the very ground beneath her was alive with ancient energy. After what seemed like hours, she came to a clearing. In the center stood a large, flat stone, its surface gleaming faintly in the moonlight. Aliana's heart raced. This was it, the Whispering Stone. She approached cautiously, kneeling before it. The air around her seemed to grow colder, and the shadows in the trees shifted, though no wind blew. Aliana placed her hand on the stone, her fingers trembling. The stone's surface vibrated, and a soft, melodic whisper filled her ears. It was a language she did not recognize, but the meaning came to her all the same, as if the words were etched into her very soul. The path you seek is not an easy one. The truth is a burden, and the future is a web of choices. Aliana's heart pounded as the whispers continued. The stone holds the memories of the earth itself, but to hear them fully, you must give a part of yourself in return. Aliana's mind raced. She had come for answers, but she hadn't expected a price. She asked the stone, her voice barely more than a whisper, "What must I give?" The stone seemed to hum, and then a vision flooded Aliana's mind. She saw a future where the village of Eldergrove was in ruins, the fields barren, and the river that ran through the valley dry. She saw a shadow looming over the village, a dark force spreading corruption and fear. But she also saw another path, a way to save Eldergrove, a way to heal the land, but it would require a great sacrifice. To save them, the stone whispered, "You must let go of what you hold most dear." Tears filled Aliana's eyes as she understood. The future of the village was tied to her, but to change it, she would have to lose something, perhaps her family, her home, or even her own life. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, urging her to make a choice. Aliana stood, her heart torn. She wanted to save her village, but the thought of what she might lose paralyzed her with doubt. The stone seemed to understand her hesitation. "The choice is always yours, child," the stone murmured. "But remember, the greatest wisdom is in knowing when to act and when to let go." Aliana stepped back from the stone, her mind reeling. She could feel the weight of the decision pressing on her chest. It wasn't just about saving Eldergrove, it was about understanding that some things could not be controlled. She could not hold on to everything she loved and still shape the future. As the first light of dawn began to break through the trees, Aliana made her decision. She left the stone behind, her footsteps light and certain, though her heart still heavy with the knowledge she had gained. She knew the path ahead would be difficult, but she would face it with courage, understanding that sometimes, the greatest act of love is knowing when to let go. And so, the secret of the Whispering Stone remained with her alone, a burden and a gift, guiding her as she returned to the village, ready to face the challenges that awaited but always remembering the words of the stone, "The future is a web of choices."